Good evening. Coming up tonight.
The University of South Carolina just announced its plans for conducting classes next semester.
Also, the COVID-19 case tracker has been updated both statewide and on campus today. Details on the number of cases in South Carolina coming soon.
Then, dog nappings taking place in Charleston County. Updates on how it can be resolved.
But first, hackers struck minutes ago, targeting the security cameras on multiple prominent business and healthcare facilities.
All of that and more tonight on SGTV Nightly News.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse studio, this is SGTV Nightly News.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Callista Pushman.
And I'm Finn Carlin. Thanks for joining us tonight. A group of hackers have just breached over 150,000 security cameras around hospitals, police departments, and prominent companies. Hackers were even able to view inside women's health clinics and cameras inside of Tesla's and Silicon Valley startup Verkada. The breach was done by a group of international hackers. This is a developing story, so stick with SGTV to stay tuned.
The University of South Carolina just announced that there will be a return of in-person classes next semester. This also includes a return of housing events and other campus activities. With COVID-19 vaccinations becoming available for students and staff, USC is predicting that the number of campus COVID cases will decrease in the spring and summer. Even though it is opening up, the university will still follow CDC guidelines and will continue COVID-19 testing.
The total number of COVID-19 cases for the state of South Carolina is currently at 527,000, which is an increase of 851. There were also 6 new deaths, bringing the total to 8,760. Here on the USC campus, new cases are up by 5, with the current campus total active cases at 60. The positive percent rate has also decreased. The current COVID-19 alert level on campus still remains at new normal.
The CDC just announced that it is okay for fully vaccinated people to gather without masks, meaning vaccinated people do not have to social distance or wear masks around low-risk individuals. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said that the state of the pandemic is taking a positive turn due to the increasing amounts of vaccinated people. However, the CDC is still recommending vaccinated people to wear masks, avoid large gatherings, and physically distance themselves in public.
South Carolina just reported its largest drug conspiracy in state history. Attorney General Alan Wilson stated that 100 people were indicted with over 480 alleged drug charges. The case is now being referred to as the prison empire because incarcerated criminals are getting a hold of illicit cell phones, allowing them to run drug rings from their cells. AG Wilson is calling on Congress and the telecom industry to change regulation that would allow the state to block cell phone signals on prison grounds.
After a month of 5 dogs being stolen in Charleston County, the Charleston Sheriff's Department and the Charleston Animal Society have partnered to give a $5,000 reward to those who may have a lead in this case. There are 2 people who have posed as armed animal control officers while using fake credentials to make off with the dogs. Both suspects were last seen driving a green SUV. The 2 departments are looking for those who are victimized to step forward and help with this case.
President Biden announced that Americans can expect to receive a $1,400 stimulus check this month. Those who can expect to receive a payment are individuals earning up to $80,000 per year, as well as couples earning up to $160,000. Aside from checks, the stimulus package includes a weekly $300 jobless payment that extends through the summer. The legislation now must pass through the House of Representatives, which is expected to approve it early next week before the president can sign it into law.
Next up, the departure of a South Carolina sports team coach. Braden Malloy will give us updates on all things sports, so stay tuned.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm hearing that Carolina baseball is on fire this season. Let's check in with our sports anchor, Braden Malloy, to give us the details. Braden?
Thanks, Finn. Carolina baseball won their 10th straight game and 3rd straight series to begin the season this past weekend against Mercer. Except this time it was Carolina's pitching that stole the show. Allowing only 12 hits over the weekend and recording 44 strikeouts, the Gamecocks were virtually untouchable from the mound, leading to back-to-back shutouts. Team strikeout leaders Brandon Jordan and Julian Bosnick continue their dominant ways with 11 and 9 strikeouts respectively, bringing the team total to 141 strikeouts on the year. Sophomore Braylon Wimmer led the Gamecock offense with 5 hits and 2 RBIs as they plated 10 runs over the 3 games. 12th-ranked South Carolina will play the Citadel at 6 p.m. on Wednesday before traveling to Austin, Texas for a top 20 matchup with the 19th-ranked Texas Longhorns. Moving to the courts, but not the basketball courts, the tennis courts, where the 16th-ranked Gamecocks knocked off the 14th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs 4-2. After dropping their doubles matches, Carolina fought back during their singles and won 3 points in straight sets. Head coach Josh Goffey said, quote, "Great win for our program today. Our guys showed a lot of grit today, bouncing back after UGA played a great doubles point," end quote. With this win, the Gamecocks moved to 8-4 on the season and 4-2 in conference play. The Gamecocks will be back in action this Friday as they take on Mississippi State in Starkville at 4 p.m. Finally, the coaches' room will look a little different for the swimming and diving teams as Ray Tanner and the athletic department parted ways with head coach McGee Moody just a month after their season ended. Moody coached for 14 seasons where he recorded 143 wins, the most by any Carolina coach, produced 74 All-Americans, 48 All-SEC performers, and 3 Olympians. Under Moody, the men's team landed in the top 25 4 times, finishing as high as 15th back in 2015, and the women's landed in the top 25 2 times, finishing as high as 20th in 2018. Tanner and the department will begin searching for a new coach immediately. Back to you.
Thank you, Braden. Once there were 3 and now there are 2. Bachelor Monday last night gave us something to talk about. We'll have the tea. Stick with us.
Welcome back, Carolina. Bachelor Monday kept everyone on the edge of their seats. Let's head up reporters Sloan O'Cone and Peter Smith to see what's shaking in entertainment. Sloan?
Thanks, you two. We've got a whole lot shaking entertainment. 3 women, 2 roses, and a whole lot of emotions. Things took a serious turn this week on The Bachelor as Matt and the final 3 headed to the fantasy suites. Michelle and Bree were first up to spend their time with Matt, and their dates seemed to go smoothly. Meanwhile, Rachel became a little restless knowing her man was with the other women. After an honest convo with Matt, Rachel was at ease once again. In the end, Bree was sent packing and left with a heart to mend. Really sad to see Bree go, but she handled it like a queen. She was so graceful, looked so beautiful. I mean, I wish I looked that good when I was crying.
Sloan, I have a hot take on Fantasy Suites Week. I think it's honestly a little bit boring. There's no more drama. There's no group dates. It's just too emotional.
As an extreme monogamist, I just think that, you know, it's a little inappropriate. If you know you want to be with a woman, you want to marry her, then you go and you be with him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, her.
I was
whoever.
lacking the tea for sure.
Exactly.
But another hot topic in entertainment, the controversy surrounding Meghan Markle is all anyone is talking about right now. But a new British figure is getting caught up in the mix. Piers Morgan stormed off the set of Good Morning Britain today after being called out by one of his co-hosts, Alex Beresford. Beresford criticized Morgan for trashing Meghan Markle after she allegedly cut him off. He even went on to say that their show on Monday was incredibly hard to watch due to Morgan's comments on the former Duchess. Morgan cooled down and returned to the set later in the show. We do have a little bit of an update on this. Piers Morgan decided to quit the show later today, like in the afternoon. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
After 6 years, yeah.
That's aggressive, but I can't even believe half of the things that Meghan was telling Oprah in her interview the other day. So, I mean, I don't understand what he could possibly be defending.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one who's been known to throw some fits, so it didn't surprise me. And, you know, his time on the show is over, so.
That's so sad to see him go, but maybe we can see you. Our friends over at Gamecock Entertainment will be outside of Russell House tomorrow.
That is right, Sloan. They'll have a table set up in Davis Circle from 12 to 2 p.m. And you can stop by to learn about the entertainment that's offered right here on our very own campus. And you can even get involved yourself.
I think that's perfect. I mean, I absolutely love being involved in SGTV, and I feel like everybody else should take the time to join too.
Absolutely. We're lucky to have Gamecock Entertainment.
And that's all we have for you tonight. Back to you.
Thank you, Peter and Sloan. Coming up after the break, Kaden Jenkins will have your weekly weather forecast. She'll tell us if this awesome weather will be sticking around. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. I'm Kaden Dinkins with your weather. Let's take a look at this week's forecast. Callista, you are right. This warm weather is going to stick around a little bit longer. So it is sunny and warm on Wednesday. The temperature increases just a little bit on Thursday. We have also another temperature increase on the weekend, and it stays mostly clear the rest of the weekend. And then the rain tries to peek through again, but hopefully it'll hold off. Moving on to this week, Wednesday, we see that it is 73 and sunny all day, which is a low of 45. Thursday, we see that warms up to a nice 75 and sunny in the low of 50 degrees. Friday, it warms up even more to 78 with a low of 50. Also mostly sunny, just a few clouds in the sky. Saturday, it is going to be a whopping 80 degrees and mostly sunny with a low of 51. So you better get outside and enjoy the Saturday. Sunday, it actually drops down quite a bit to 68 degrees and a low of 48. Probably because that rain is coming right in on Monday. The 68 degrees sticks around on Monday with chances of rain and a low of 45. Moving on, the high temperature trend. So as we can see, as I just showed you throughout the week, we start off with a 73 on Wednesday, up to 75 on Thursday, 78 on Friday, and then we jump up to 80, nice and warm, and then we have a drastic drop to 68 on Sunday, and then it stays through Monday. Right now in Columbia, South Carolina, it is 61 degrees. It feels like 60. The winds are moving southwest at 5 miles an hour, and the humidity is 33%. It is partly cloudy, but it'll be nice and sunny for us tomorrow. The sunset was at 6:27. If you notice, it's getting a little bit later as each day moves on because daylight savings time is coming up on March 14th. Well, that's all I have for you guys. Make sure to stay tuned for tonight's edition of Carolina Canines.
And finally, tonight's edition of Carolina Canines features Levi, set in from our very own Callista Yost. Levi is a yellow lab from Richmond, Virginia, who just turned 11. He is a big Gamecock fan and is afraid of hardwood and tile flooring. Well, first off, happy birthday to Levi.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday, Levi. I find the afraid of hardwood and tile flooring interesting. He must be like Picasso, just can't really deal with a pattern.
I've seen some weird fears, but that's up there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's all we have for tonight's edition of SGTV Nightly News.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV of USC. To keep up with everything you need to know locally and on campus, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For the SGTV Nightly News, I'm Callista Pushman.
And I'm Finn Carlin. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, forever to be.